Hare Krishna, Prasadeshwara Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna devotees, good morning everyone to the Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very happy to have the association of His Grace Prasadeshwara Krishna Prabhu. He will be sharing Bhagavad Gita from 4th Canto, 8th chapter, 14th and 15th verses. Over to you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you all devotees for attending morning Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya at ICC. So we'll start with the prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayate Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militamena Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatarani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So once again, thank you all for joining morning Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So today we're going to discuss from the 4th canto and chapter 8, sloka 14 and 15, Dhruva leaves home. So we'll read sloka, then we'll continue. Maitreya uvacha matuhu sapatniya sadurukti vidha swasvanna rusadanda hato yatahiha Hitva mimishrantam pitaram sannavacham jagamatuhu paruddha sakasam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Purport. The sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, as a snake when stuck by stick breathes very heavily, Dhruva Maharaj, having been struck by the strong words of his stepmother, began to breathe very heavily because of great anger. When he saw that his father was silent and did not protest, immediately he left the palace and went to his mother. We'll move on to the next. Second. Yeah, we'll move to the next, Prabhu.
Yeah, I'm sharing.
Okay. Tam nimishantam swatara drustatam sunitir utsanga udya bhalam nimishamyatan pura mukhan nitaram nitantam swavivyate yad gatitam sapatniha. Translation. When Dhruva Maharaj reached his mother, his lips were trembling and in anger, and he was crying very grievously. Queen Suniti immediately lifted her son onto her lap, while the palace residents who had heard all these harsh words of Suruchi related everything in detail. Thus, Suniti also became very greatly aggrieved. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhupada has not given purport for this verses. So, we'll try to discuss from this. Okay, so before I start, I would like to seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas, especially His Grace Nahai Chaitanya Prabhu and Sri Gopinath Prana Prabhu, who has given me this opportunity to speak few words about Bhagavatam today. So thank you, and also Vaishnavas, please bless me so that I can speak few words for the pleasure of devotees and the glorification of Lord. So here, talking about, of course, we know the background, how Dhruva as a child wanted to sit on the lap of his his father, and his stepmother refused that right. So as a Kshatriya, he got angry. So he's mentioned here, he was so angry, like his lips was trembling, he was crying grievously. You know, of course, that is the Kshatriya quality. Prabhupada mentions some other places. This is a nature of Kshatriya, that yes, they cannot tolerate insult. Kshatriyas, the insult is worse than death. So even the small child, he could not tolerate, how come my stepmother insulted me, or how come my stepmother did not give me my right. So he was so angry. So for a Kshatriya, it's natural. Now, another point also you need to understand the next verse is that how Mother Suniti also, she was very upset. How come my child was insulted like this? So here, His Holiness Bhakti Rasamras Maharaj, in one of the lectures, says that this is the way Supreme Lord also reciprocate. Suppose, Suniti here, maybe if she was insulted, she might not have bothered much. But when Dhruva was insulted, she could not tolerate that. Similarly, Supreme Lord, if we blaspheme the Lord, he may kind of forget or forgive. But if we blaspheme or if you insult his devotees, Lord never will forgive. So Maharaj gives a nice example of Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa. How Durvasa kind of, out of anger, wanted to kill Ambarish. He created a demon and all those things. We know the pastimes. But the point is that Durvasa could not be saved by even Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu also says, Aham Bhakta Paradina. He says, no, I can't do anything. You go back to Ambarish. It's only Ambarish is the only solace for you who can protect you. So similarly, the lesson for us is that if we when offend a devotee, we have no chance of progressing bhakti. Even Supreme Lord cannot protect us. So with this background, today we will try to discuss few things about anger, because both verses talking about Dhruva's anger. So we'll speak few points about anger. So we know how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also got angry. Of course, there are a few other instances. One of the important instances is that how when Jagai Madai hit Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was really furious. He invoked Sudarshan Chakra and wanted to kill them. But there also, when Nityananda Prabhu came and pleaded with him, fell at feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said that, Mahaprabhu, this is not your mission of this avatar. Here you have to kill the demonic mentality in their heart and make them devotees. You cannot kill them. So when Chaitanya Prabhu pleaded, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu withdrew the Sudarshan Chakra, and later Jagai Madai, they become wonderful devotees. So the point here is that the anger of the Lord is there, everywhere is there. It's only how we reciprocate to that, how Lord uses anger for what purpose, that is important for us to learn. So now this month of Damodar, we can see some anger in the Damodar pastime also. When we daily narrate about Damodar pastime, Krishna gets angry, correct? When Mother Yashoda was breastfeeding Krishna, and in order to save that milk in the kitchen, she leaves Krishna baby and she runs to the kitchen. Krishna gets angry. So that anger has created whole Damodara pastime. That transcendental anger, actually reciprocation of Lord for his pure devotees. That is not anger, what we see in the material world today. That anger is reciprocation of his love for his pure devotees. And the result is that very nice, pastime happened. And today, the whole world glorifies this Lord Damodar, and whole world, we celebrate as a festival every day, this Damodar month. We can see another anger also in that same pastime, Narada's anger. When the Manigriva and Nalakuvera, they did not respect him, or they stood naked in front of Narada, he also got angry. But again, that anger is not out of envy, it's anger out of compassion. How come this such a wonderful boys of such a good family, they behave like this? So out of compassion, he expressed his anger. Of course, he cursed. Again, see the result of that curse or the anger? Supreme Lord himself came and delivered them. The Nalakuvera and Manigriva had a chance to have a darshan of the Supreme Lord. So the result of that anger is very good for Nalakuvera and Manigriva. Now, yesterday we celebrated Govardhan Puja. In that also we see anger. Indra gets angry. So here Indra's anger is because something I'm supposed to get, I'm not getting. Every year, this Vrajavasis were worshipping me. They're offering so many things to me. This year, no. Why? That envy, that desire to enjoy senses, that created anger. So there is a difference between these three angers we see in the last 2 days of different pastimes. Indra's anger is different. Indra's anger is out of envy, or out of kind of not getting what I want. So whereas Narada Muni's anger is out of compassion. Krishna's anger is totally transcendental, just to give his love for his pure devotees. So similarly, if you check in our scriptures, there are so many angers. Of course, there are quite a lot. Maybe we can narrate few. Brahmaji got angry when the four Kumaras, refused to create a progeny. Brahma got angry, and so again, that anger had a purpose behind it. It is not out of the its own envy, or it's not sense gratification, because Brahmaji had a kind of instruction to create a progeny, and he wanted to do the service to the Lord. When that is not happening, he get angry. Similarly, we have another the example in Chaitanya Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got angry with the Gopal Chappal. When daily the Sankirtan was happening at Srivasangan, this person, Gopal Chappal, put all this demigod worship items in front of Srivasangan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got angry with that. And of course, this Gopal Chappal, become Kushtarogi later, but this Gopal Chappal came and pleaded with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please forgive me. That also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, please go to Shivas. I cannot forgive you. So the point again, that anger is for the betterment of the devotees. Similarly, we know the another pastime in Mahabharata. When Ashwatthama killed Upapandavas, the 5 children of Draupadi, Arjuna got angry. And Lord Krishna also got angry with that. Actually, it's mentioned here that Arjuna's eyes was blazing in anger like 2 red balls of copper. dexterously arrested the son of Gautami, Ashwatthama, and bound him in the ropes like an animal. After binding Ashwatthama, Arjuna wanted to take him to the military camp. There also mentioned, personality of God Sri Krishna, looking with his lotus eyes, spoke to Arjuna in an angry mood. Srimad Bhagavatam 1, 7, 33, 34 is mentioned. So here, Lord Krishna also got angry, and Arjuna also got angry. Now, the expression of eyes, whereas Arjuna's eyes was like a red ball copper, such an anger. Whereas Krishna, even if the anger, the mood of anger, his eyes was like a lotus, such a soothing, So that is the difference between the anger of Arjuna and anger of Krishna. So point is that Krishna was anger, but at the same time he was not acting on the anger. He was instructing to Arjuna. Of course, we know the pastime of Ashwatthama. Arjuna and Ashwatthama. Arjuna punishes Ashwatthama. Krishna, even though tell him to kill, but finally he gave instruction that you use your intelligence. So Arjuna uses intelligence. Similarly, there are other angers, like when Lord spoke Bhagavad Gita. Lord says that my devotees never perish. When he says that, he was showing that the determination, the anger, yes, if my devotees, whatever they do will happen. So that is the mood in which Krishna spoke. Similarly, other pastimes, Lord Ram, when the Lord Ram and Lakshman and the host Sena wanted to cross the ocean did not give way. Lord Ram initially requested, did not happen. Finally, Lord got angry. Lord wanted to punish the Samudraj, but of course the ocean came up and surrendered and gave way. So these are the few places we can see. Of course, there are quite a lot we can see in the scriptures how different angers are there. But today we'll move on. Though these are the few angers which are transcendental, which are for the benefit of others. It's not for their sense gratifications or their desire or out of envy. Now, what is anger? Someone was mentioning that anger is one shot of danger. In anger, if you add D, it becomes danger. So in our life, anger is very, very dangerous. That is the point we need to understand that how dangerous is anger. Anger is like a jwalamukhi boiling inside. Many times the reaction to a certain situation of anger, it is not that particular incident. So many days or so many years, the kind of incidents we are keeping in our mind, and particular situation we are bursting it like a jwalamukhi. Because we are created an image of that person or that situation for so many days that mind is kind of put inside that and finally one day it's boiling out and it's bursting. So that is one kind of anger, and we keep doing this day in day out. So it's mentioned that anger is like a bullet from the gun. If you once shoot, it's difficult to take it back. Very, very, it's not possible. It's gone. So we need to be very, very careful. And it's anger, many times it's that it's not the situation. It is someone else is creating a situation in our life. It's like we are standing in front of water pond, and someone is throwing a stone on the water pond, the ripples on the water pond, and the ripple comes, we cannot see deep into the water. Similarly, when anger, somebody is throwing that ripples into our consciousness, somebody is throwing the stone into our consciousness, and so that we are not able to see ourselves, we are not able to see the situation as it is. So this is the situation of anger. But for that, if you give some time, that ripples stops, then we can see deep into the water. We can see clearly what is inside the water. Similarly, when we get angry, we keep the situation aside and give some time. Devotees take up whole chanting bead and chant one round nicely. Give some time. That situation will help us to understand, and so that we see the situation as it is. So Srila Prabhupada past time also, there was once one temple inauguration, believe. The disciples did not prepare everything. Srila Prabhupada got angry. He was kind of, scolding his disciples. Why this not done? Why that not done? So at that time, a neophyte person was there. So he did not know who his Prabhupada is. That so he came and told Swamiji, don't worry, chant and be happy. And Srila Prabhupada did exactly that. He immediately took chanting bead and started chanting holy name. So in our life, whenever the situation is that, our first and foremost job is to take up the chanting bead and start chanting. Give the time for that situation, give the time for that person, and then situation will change. So anger is another, like is a burning fireball we are throwing on somebody when we express anger on us. But we need to understand that when I throw the fireball to somebody else, I am holding on for some time and then throwing it. So first and foremost, that fireball going to burn my hand. And when I throw to other person, it may hurt or it may not hurt, but definitely going to hurt me. I'm going to burn in that fireball. So this is what we need to understand when we get anger. When we get anger, we get all kind of problems. Our mind doesn't work, our intelligence doesn't work, our body start trembling, we become so weak, we are not able to react to the situation. So in Gita, Krishna says, krodha bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibramaham smriti brahmsad buddhi snasho buddhi nashat pranashyati. From anger, complete delusion arises. From delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence lost, one falls down again into the material pool. So this is the result of anger. What happens to anger? When we get anger, we kind of delusioned. And with the delusion, memory is lost. We don't know what we are doing it. And that situation, we are totally in the control of anger, and we are not controlling the situation. And when the memory is bewildered, our intelligence also lost. We don't know what I'm doing it. And when intelligence lost, we have fall down. We are totally lost. So this is the danger of being in anger. Now, in the same way, third chapter, 37th verse, Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajoguna Samudvaha Mahashashno Mahapapam Vidhi Enam Kita Iha Varinam. The Supreme Personality God has said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born contact of material mode of passion and later transformed wrath, and which is all devouring sinful enemy of this world. So the lust creates anger, and the anger, they are the real enemy. Once that enemy takes control of our life is gone. Our life has become so kind of control of anger, and we don't have control on the situation. Similarly, 16th chapter, 21st verse, Krishna says, Trividam narakashedam dwaram nashanam atmanaha kama krodha tata lobha tasmad yeta triyam trajate. There are three gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to degradation of the soul. So anger is one of the way reach the hell. Such a dangerous anger is, of course, along with the lust and greed. They are brothers working together. How they support each other and make sure that we get into the hell. So the anger is such an dangerous in our life. So lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride are included in the envy. So if you really see all those things, the envy is the starting point for all this, anger, or the envy is a kind of a sambambonam of all the, anarthas. So lust is included in the anger. When our desires are not fulfilled, our lust is not fulfilled, we get angry. Lust and anger include in greed, because I want more. I want more. So my lust is not getting fulfilled. I'm getting angry. And anger, greed are included in the illusion, as mentioned earlier. When we get angry, we illusion. Lust, anger, greed, illusion are included in the pride, because when I'm getting proud, all these are included. And lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, all included in the envy. So when we get angry, everything is there. All the six when other five anarthas included in the envy. So the anger is the point, but the root cause is envy. That also should be careful in that. Now, question comes: is it okay for devotees to get angry? Many times we say that all the anarthas can be used for Krishna services, of course, except envy. That's why envy is most dangerous. So anger also can be used Krishna service. We generally give example of Hanumanji, how Hanuman kind of burnt Lanka, so in the anger for the service of the Lord. Here also we need to understand one point. First and foremost, Hanuman was empowered by Supreme Lord. He was asked to do this job of going to Lanka and trace Mother Sita. And there again, Lord Ram and the Supreme Lord was not respected or insulted by Ravana. And in the process, Hanuman is not ordinary person. He had to fly maybe 100 yojanas. Such a powerful person. And on the way, he has got so much illusions, so many allurement to stay, but he was very determined on services. So his focus was so determined to serve the Lord. And first he had empowerment, he was focused on services. And at the same time, when he get angry also, he was under full control of the situation. We can see he burnt Lanka, but he did not burn Vibhishana's house. He did not burn Ashoka Vatika, where Mother Sita is sitting. So it was not like that. He just put fire to whole Lanka, and Vibhishana also burned, Ashoka Vatika also burned. No, he had a full control of the situation. So why I'm raising this point is that when we use anger for the service of the Lord, first and foremost, we should understand that, yes, do you have a empowerment? Do you have a authority? And next, do you have a control of the situation? That situation should not go aggravation. That situation should not create more problem for other devotees and the society. That is a point we need to understand. So it's always better when a situation comes, consult seniors and get the guidance, then react if situation permits. At least we need to understand, the point. So in one of the places, Srila Prabhupada mentions how a devotee should, express anger. Prabhupada gives a story of snake and Narada. Narada told the snake, don't keep biting anywhere, stop, biting, because snakes generally the habit is to keep biting. So snake stopped biting. Now, and all the street children came to know that this snake is not biting, they started throwing stones. They started hitting him. So next time when Narada came, this snake started crying and said that, Naraji, everybody is hitting me. So Narada at that time told that, I told you not to bite, but I never told that don't show your hood and hiss. Express your anger, but don't bite. So maybe for us, lesson is that we need to express your anger, but don't take it to your heart. Don't work on the anger. That is a point we need to, understand. In one of the lecture, Iswanis Bhakti Rasamrita Samara says that there was a devotee who was always getting angry, always getting into argument with every devotees. So he was saying that he was sent to Rishikesh to argue with the Mayavadis. Okay, your nature is argue, go there, fight with the Mayavadis and get argue. Of course, in a lighter sense. So we should always understand that we are servant of anger, and should not be servant of anger. We should be master of anger. We should control the situation. Our intelligence should work, not the anger should work. So many times when the anger comes, we should understand that is our compassion is reducing. Compassion becomes come. When the compassion becomes less, we get anger. Whether if we are compassionate, we may not get angry. And generally, with whom we get angry? We generally get angry with the people who are close to us, either our family members or devotees with whom we are closely, our colleagues, our friends. With whom generally we have a close relationship with them only we get angry. We don't get angry with somebody unknown person. Generally, no. Now, if we really understand, they are real well-wisher for us, and we are getting angry with them. So we need to understand a situation and how the bad is that, because anger can murder the relationship. The anger definitely murder the relationship. With the anger, we will destroy our relationship with the devotees or the family members, because as I mentioned earlier, the words spoken out of anger, we don't know what we speaking, and that will be so hurting to other person, and it will never go. Many years it will be in the heart. So that's why we need to be very, very careful when we get angry. Actually, Srila Prabhupada writes, when somebody asked about his disciples getting angry, Srila Prabhupada writes that yes, they can get angry. Why not? They are very much angry to not devotees. You rascal, why you have not surrendering yourself to Supreme Lord? You rascal. Yes, we are angry. The anger is service of Krishna. How can I give up anger? But we use anger in different way, not for our sense gratification. Why you have not paid me such and such money? No, we don't say that. We are, why you are not Krishna conscious? That is our anger. This is what Srila Prabhupada is saying. So the point is that mood in which we get angry, of course, we are not have to go on shouting at the street. The point is that that anger is how I preach the Krishna consciousness. That it's not exactly anger, but we are expressing that we should go more and more preach the Krishna consciousness, get people to Prabhupada's lotus feet. So that is what the mood in which we should understand. Now, generally, then who will get angry? People, generally, those who are more control freaks, those who want to control the situation. When situation doesn't, under their control, they get angry. And many times it's not that everything can be controlled by one person. Especially when somebody in a controlling position, the subordinate doesn't listen to him, doesn't obey the what he wants, he gets angry. Or other type of people who gets kind of angry is that enjoyment maniacs. They want to enjoy everything. They want to go out and enjoy, but situation may not permit to enjoy all those things. So, and that the enjoyment is not fulfilled, they get angry. So third type of people who maybe get angry is that perfectionist. So some people want everything in perfect. This should be kept like this should be like this, this should happen so and so time, So when situation doesn't happen, and especially our nature is that we don't, we are not perfect. So that other person generally gets angry. Of course, for each situation, a solution could be different. Maybe each one can see the situation and understand. So what we can do in such an anger situation, Srila Prabhupada writes that even if there is a provocation, one should be tolerant. For once one becomes angry, his whole body becomes polluted. Anger is a product of mode of passion and lust. So one who is transcendentally situated should check himself from the anger. So this is what Prabhupada is saying, that we should be tolerant. We should wait, and otherwise anger will burn ourselves. So, and it's a product of passion and lust. So we should check the anger. But at the same time, anger is an emotion. We may not be able to completely wipe out anger. It will definitely come, because we are kind of it is there with the Supreme Lord also. So we being a part and parcel of the Lord, it will be there. But we need to understand how do we use it, what situation, how we take it. So when angry is, as mentioned earlier, take holy name. Now, we normally know how the monkeys are caught, right? Monkeys, normally the hunter, either he keeps the coconut with a small hole, and the monkey puts his hand inside and try to take the coconut pulp, and once want to take, the fist is closed and he is not able to take the fist out. And monkey doesn't want to give up that pulp in the hand. If he'll give up, he can take the hand back, but monkey doesn't want to leave it. Similarly, at that time, hunter goes and catches, because monkey cannot run. So similarly, in our life, when we are holding on something, holding on certain situations, holding on certain point of view, yes, this is what I want, or this is what I said, that's the time we get angry. So we should let go. Like monkey, if leaves that hand, takes a fist out, he can easily run away. So anger, we should give up. Prabhupada says we should tolerant and give up. So another point is that anger is not a sign of strength. Anger is a sign of weakness. Many times we think that by shouting or by expressing anger, I take control of the situation. I'm in the control. And maybe for some time people may pay attention what this man is screaming about, but they know this is not the right, and they may not give any value for that. So anger is kind of a sign of weakness. So acting strongly means we should be assertive the situation, not aggressive. We should understand, we should make sure that the problem is in our control and not lose the problem out of instead of letting anger choose our response, our intelligence should choose the response. We should not leave the situation to anger to take control of that. Many times it is not the me getting angry. If you really understand the situation, it is my false ego is getting angry, or it's my mind is getting angry. If you really understand the situation, it is very silly. The point should be very, very silly. Because of my false ego, my ego is hurt. That is what anger. Or my mind keep on telling, no, this person like that, this person like that. So that is the anger. So one example can be given is that when we cook in the kitchen, we don't sit in the frying pan, right? We stand out of the frying pan, because when you get anger, we are sitting inside the frying pan and frying along with that. We are also getting fried. That is the situation of anger. But when we stand out, see the situation uh, in the right intelligent, we are in a better position to solve the problem than understand, than trying to solve with anger. So there is one nice story of Sant Ekanath. Once there was a very envious person in that village. He wanted to kind of insult Sant Ekanath. So he had a person, when Sant Ekanath taking bath and coming out, this person to whom hired by the wealthy man, he threw mud on the Ekanath. Ekanath simply went back to the river, took bath, came back. Second time also, this person threw mud. Ekanath went back to the river, took bath, and came back. So it went on for 108 times, repeatedly. And each time, Ekanath went back to the river and took bath and came back. Now, this person was really kind of, totally lost. He fell at the feet of Ekanath and said, I'm sorry. I mean, I was hired by so-and-so person to insult you, make you angry. Then Ekanath said, if you wanted to get money, you would have told the first time itself. First time itself, I would have got angry and you would have got the money and gone. But what I see is that because of you today, I took bath 108 times in this holy river. So that is the blessings for me. So we see the positive side of it. Of course, we should be tolerant, as Prabhupada said. At the same time, we should see the positive side of it. So many times we see that we consider I'm right, is wrong. It's always the anger is because of that. Yes, whatever I done is right, other person is wrong. But if you really sit and start analyzing it, 90% of the time, there is a fault on us. Maybe sometime, yes, there is a fault on the other side also, but the fault on us. So if you understand that, what is my fault? If we start thinking, I'm sinner, I'm kind of at fault, he is right. If we put ourselves in the shoes of other person, situation could be totally different. We'll be able to see the better situation and the anger will not be there. Because we need to understand, if a given situation, our contribution is there very much. For the argument, any anger situation, our contribution is there. So we need to understand what is my contribution in that. And if I am also equally responsible for that, we should understand that I am also offender. So many times when we get a feedback, when get criticisms, we are not able to take the criticisms because our ego is so, hurt. But we get appreciation, we are so happy. So we need to understand that what situation we are taking it, and with that we need to deal the situation. At the same time, the anger which grows more and more the more you feed on them. More we feed on like a fire, if you put more ghee, more flames comes. But if you put little water on the fire, it extinguishes. Similarly, there is one pastime when Krishna, Balaram, and Satyaki, they were once they coming whole night, they had to stay one particular place. So they took a turn that one person will kind of do a night watchman for 2 hours, 3 hours, something. So first time I think Satyaki was keeping guard of the situation, and Lord Krishna and Balaram, they are taking rest. So there comes a monster, a demon monster, and started kind of creating havoc there. Satyaki was trying to fight and trying to do, but he could not. So it went on. Then he went to sleep. Then Balram came. Balram also, this demon was kind of, kind of monster was trying to create havoc. Balram also could not do. And later, when Krishna's turn came, this monster came. So Lord Krishna simply asked, what you can do, what you will do. So monster said, I'll eat you. So Krishna just laughed. You eat me? No problem. Come on, you can try. So when that confidence there, that smile is there, the monster started becoming small and small. And with that smile, with that laugh, the Krishna is continuously laughing, looking at this monster. The monster becomes so small. Krishna picked that monster, tied in his dhoti, and kept it. Next day morning, Balram and Satyaki was narrating what happened. So Krishna said, is this the monster you're looking at? They said, yes. Yes, this is the anger. Because the more you feed on that, when anger comes, if you also reciprocate with anger, it increases. It becomes more and more. But it's just laugh it, smile, and leave it. Anger dilutes and goes away. Now, this is situation like when we get angry. Now, situation could be when someone else is angry. So there is when somebody is coming on aggressively on us, anger. So what we can do? There is a 3 steps. First step is to listen. Listen to that person without speaking. Second step is listen. Listen without speaking. Third step also, listen without speaking. Continuously listening, and like the previous pastime, how with the smile the anger can be diluted. With this, just listen and give your smile. Anger will subdue. Then, when the other person is controlled, cool, then try to talk. Then try to give your points. What can be done, how situation can be done, and what is my mistake, what is your mistake. When the mind is cool, we'll be able to discuss. Otherwise, there'll be argument only. So there's a difference between discussion and argument. Argument may lead to anger, but discussion may not lead to anger. So we need to understand the situation, need to come back to. Now, before we end, I narrate one story of now all these times we say that how we react to the situation. Now we'll understand how Lord react to the when devotees anger. So there was a story of Ekana, the Tukaram, Sant Tukaram. Tukaram was a great devotee, but his wife was not happy with the way Tukaram, doing it, because according to her, he has left the family, he is not taking care of family. So she was very upset. She was thinking that this all because of this Vitala, the black man. My husband is become, mad. So once so happened that their son was having some disease. The fever was so high. It was going on for so many days. So one day, the Avali, the Tukaram's wife, during the in the village water well, when taking water, she was narrating this to the ladies. All ladies started laughing. What are you talking? You have the great doctor in your house, your husband, the devotee of the Vitala. Why don't you ask him? They were kind of sarcastically making fun of Avali, that your husband is useless. He is not doing anything. So now Avali really got angry. She immediately took up chappal and came running towards the Vitala temple. She wanted to beat Vitala. Because of you, my son is sick today and whole village insulting me. And she was running towards, coming to Vitala temple. Now see the situation here. When she is coming closer, Rukmini Devi started talking to Vitala. Prabhu, the Avali is coming with the chappal. Please do something. So by the time the Avali reached the temple, immediately Rukmini Devi said, Avali, stop, stop. Your son is okay now. Your fear is gone. So Avali looked back. The son is there. Son is perfectly okay. So this is how Lord reacts to the situation. Lord is always helping his devotees to, he doesn't react to the situation. So this then with the past times. Now we just conclude here. So a few points what we understand here. For Kshatriyas, it's natural to get angry. Dhruvas being Kshatriya, it was natural. But for us, it's not natural to get angry for each and every situation. So anger is more dangerous than a bullet from the gun. We need to be very, very careful. Anger can destroy, murder a relationship. For devotees, relationship is more important than the other situation. We need to understand how do we control the anger, and we should use our intelligence to situation, not the anger should control our situation. We should not be servant of anger, we should be master of anger. Devotees should get angry when Vaishnavas offended, but at the same time we should take guidance of the seniors, and so that the whole situation is under control, and we should let go the situation. We give time, take up the chanting bead and start chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And most important, that sincere prayer to the Supreme Lord. Given a situation, please help me to control the situation, because Lord can help me, Lord can help other person also. Lord is there as Paramatma in everyone's hearts. He can take the control. The sincere prayer to the Supreme Lord will definitely control the situation in anger. With this, we'll stop here. Om Tassat. Hare Krishna. Any devotees want to add anything? If I had said something wrong, please correct me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Sri Gopinath Prandas here.
Dandavat, Prabhu.
I had a question.
Thank you, Prabhu. You have to answer, Prabhu.
Hari, you have to answer. So my question is, actually, you told very nicely about this anger management. Everything is understandable. Now, if Dhruva wouldn't have been angry, which will lead him to really take up a strong step of going to the forest and doing the meditation or taking up that serious activity. So in our lives also, sometimes anger will help us to take some determined actions. Of course, it should not end up taking actions which will destroy the others or disturb the others, but it is required, no?
Yes,
In that sense, I'm asking.
yes,
Is
yes,
it?
yes.
It
We
is
can,
required.
yeah, we can get angry that, why I'm not able to do my sadhana nicely, why I'm not able to do my chanting before during Brahma Murta, why I'm not able to read. That is the first anger, can be anger in the perspective that, why I'm not able to do nice service to Vaishnavas, why I'm not able to do service to Krishna. So that way we can definitely take a determined action. We can progress in that is a definitely good point, but yes, Dhruva's case is one, understand that is a pastime, and also, as rightly said, because of Dhruva's determination, Dhruva himself is a determination. Because that, of course, he could achieve. And we know how, when Lord personally wanted to give something, what he said, we know that, he said, what I'm looking at, broken glasses, so we need to understand also that point, what is the result of it. Yes, your point is valid, Prabhu. We can take anger in a right perspective, that how I can progress better. With that determination, I can be better. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
This is the need of the hour in the present situation. I like this. Sometimes we can't get the works done from the people who are working with us, and without losing our patience, we have to smilingly handle them. And the wonderful lesson I learned from you today is listen without speaking. Listen without speaking, and listen without speaking, Prabhu. It's a very nice realization for me. Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat, Mataji. That's why Lord has given us 2 ears and only 1 mouth.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. We'll take one question from chat. Can you look at the chat? The question says, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, during a service, if a devotee gets angry on us, how should we deal with such situation?
Okay. So both perspective, we are also devotees, we are serving. So seniors getting angry, then we should take it as a mercy. He is correcting me so that I can do service nicely. That is the mood in which we should take it. And we, at the same time, the devotee who gets angry also need to understand that, is that right way to express? Because what will the result of it? I'm getting the service done, or I'm kind of shooing away this devotee? Because possible that out of anger, this person, the other person, maybe get upset, and the next day they may not come for service at all. That is the most dangerous, because the anger can murder the relationship. For devotees, relationship more important than anything else. So the devotee who gets angry also should understand that, what mood I'm taking. Is that anger is out of envy, or what is the purpose of it? Expressing the anger. And we know the Prabhupada case also. Many times with the disciples, Prabhupada got angry, but immediately, few seconds, Prabhupada was totally different person, and he could show he could shower his love and affection to devotees so nicely. So, in one of the lecture, His Grace Jakashaish Prabhu says that if you are not done you have wiped the tears of a devotee, you have no anger, no right to express anger. So if you are kind of shown your love and affection to a particular devotee, yes, the devotee also will take it in a good perspective. But if you are not given your love and affection, maybe other person will get hurt and he may go away. So we need to understand both situations. The person is taking the anger, also understand it's a mercy for me, so that I can progress, I can correct nicely. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for your deep insights on this topic of anger management. Very graphical examples. I think like Jwalamukhi, ripples in a water, frying pan, and whatnot. I'm just lost the count. And many practical examples you also given in terms of how we should tackle the situation. Yeah, let's wait for maybe devotees have few more questions.
One point I would like to say here is that this is not my realization. Huh? I just copy pasted and produced here. I'm a 100% angry man. So please, I don't have any right to speak on this. I just copy pasted and so I'm not fit to, it's not my realization. It's not my point. I just copy pasted.
But we are recipients of your hard work.
Prabhu, you are good at copy pasting. Please teach us the technique.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam.
Dandavad Pranam.
Prabhuji, for a wonderful class, Prabhuji. And there's just one comment. Actually, last week when Chaitanya Mohan Prabhu gave a class on the first 3 or 4 slokas, actually, Brahma actually creates the other qualities, right? The demonic qualities like greed, nikriti, and then from them appears krodha and himsa, and then from their combination, harsh speech and kali appears. So at that time, though Prabhuji mentioned that there was a purpose behind this. So in this verse, it's nicely related and connected with each other. That anger and we see a pastime. Maybe if we connect in that way, maybe each and every quality we'll be able to see entire Bhagavatam with some type of pastime and leela, and what is that learning we have from that. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you for comments.
Hare Krishna, any more questions or reflections?
Devotee should not get angry with me.
Okay, Prabhuji. I think we can conclude. Very nice session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
We'll conclude with Vaishnava pranams. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha.
Kripa sindhubhyo cha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ameta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavad Pranam.